Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jamie with Animal Bonds, and we took a short break from doing Facebook Live videos, so now we're back with some new ideas, some more information to add. So please look for us. We're going to probably be doing Saturdays. If there's some topics or questions that you have, please feel free to leave them in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. I go back and I check and I make sure that if you have questions, we try to address those. And today we're outside. It's a warm afternoon here in Vegas. And I have my pups with me. One, Bella, she's out in the shade, kind of watching what's going on in the yard. Oscar, he's here with me, being chilled and relaxed and finding a bit of balance. And that's what I would like to talk about today is, there we go, I'm just swiping left, there we go. I want to talk about balance and why that's important. Balance is something that we absolutely need. Our pets need it. We need it, our environment needs it, the plants need it. Balance is so important to allowing us to heal. And so why is that? It's because when we're grounded, when we're in balance, then our body does this amazing thing. It's absolutely beautiful how our body can heal itself when it's in a state of balance. And that's true for our pups as well. They can heal themselves for any animal, but they have to be in a state of balance for the body to heal itself. So how do you get to that state of balance? Well, there's lots of tools that you can use. One is not necessarily better than the other. You may find that today one modality works better than the others, but then tomorrow it may be something totally different. So you don't want to get caught up in thinking that this is the only way to do it, because that's not true. Our bodies will respond. Our pets' bodies will respond. Hi, Chris. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about balance and why it's important, because our bodies need to be in balance to do this amazing thing that they do, which is heal themselves. And that's the same for our animals, our pups, cats, any animal at all. They need to find balance, to find healing. And it may be, you may think, wow, it's really hard to bring balance into my life. My life is hectic, it's crazy. My animal is crazy, he was a rescue, he has all these issues. But it's not that hard to bring balance back. And it's what we're all seeking. No matter who we are seeking that balance. So even this little guy back here, Oscar, he was a rescue. I was going to foster him. And I thought, oh, he's small, he's cute. He'll have a home in a couple of weeks. It won't take long. And then he came and he was totally out of balance. Totally out of balance. He had a background that I don't know all the details, but I know he was found out in the desert. And because of that, he had some issues, abandonment issues, fear issues, big time issues, to the point where really I knew he wasn't going to be able to go anywhere else. It would be too hard on him. So he has stayed with me and he's found balance. Does he still have some issues? Absolutely. But he's come so far, and that's because we've managed to bring grounding and balance back. So how do we do that? Well, there's no one way, okay? You need to have an arsenal of tools in your toolbox. Of course, one of the biggest ones that I use is energy, or animal Reiki. And when we talk about animal Reiki, know that there are a lot of different lineages. And lineages are just really schools of thought on how it should be presented and conducted. And so I have studied many different lineages, and the one that I practice now is probably the one that resonates the most with me anymore. And it is a meditative form of Reiki. So we don't use necessarily crystals or angels or any of the things that sometimes you think about with Reiki. It's a meditative Reiki. And it's brought about because when, say, I meditate and I get to a space of balance, I go back to that true source of divinity that's inside all of us, and whatever you want to call it, creation, divinity, God, all resides. Every one of us has that residing inside of us. So when we can connect to that, then we are in a place of balance, perfect balance. And perfect balance, the beautiful thing about it is it doesn't just affect the person there. Like for me, when I meditate, it also affects the animals that are around me, the people that are around me, the people that are standing in the line at the grocery store with me. It's called the Reiki ripple. And so that energy, that peacefulness ripples out and goes all into the environment. So that is the form that I practice. And it's beautiful because you can really see animals respond to the meditation. That by no means is the only thing that brings about balance. I think it's huge and it's very, very powerful. The Ayurveda system is extremely powerful. It teaches us to learn about our and our pets' body-mind connection. And so there's things when you learn about your pet, if they're warm, if they're cool, different types of things that you can learn that have to do with their body and their mind that help you bring them back into balance. For example, if you have a dog that's very active, a lot of heat, can just get carried away, has a hard time slowing down, then that teaches you that maybe the food you bring in should be cooling foods. And that can help bring them back to balance. So all these different types of things, the food that they eat and that we eat, the activities, the exercise, the training methods, all play into this body-mind connection. And that can help bring back balance. And that's really important, again, because that's where we find healing. Our body is allowed to do what it does so beautifully, which is heal itself. So the Ayurveda says that true health is a state of vibrant balance in which all the layers of one's life are fully integrated. All the layers. It looks at not just the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, our spiritual body. All of that has to be balanced in order for us to have this vibrant health. And the same is true for our pets. They have to be in balance. So another thing, some other tools, just real quickly, because it's kind of warm out here and I think my guys are getting ready to want to go in, is massage, touch, the senses, flower essences, essential oils. So again, scent, touch, massage, acupuncture, acupressure, those type of things can help bring about balance. So lastly, something to consider, a part of the balance is looking at your pets and realizing that sometimes they are acting as mirrors. So they're showing what's going on in your life. And sometimes that's hard for people to think about, that maybe their pet is reflecting back their behavior. And when we look at that, we don't have to feel guilty because there's no guilt in that. Our animals are amazing teachers and they just want to teach us. So if your pet's high-strung and not behaving and you can't get them to do anything, take a look at your life. Take a look at yourself. Just really be honest and say, am I high-strung? Am I kind of all out there? Do I have too many things going on? Then how do I bring balance back into my life? Well, it's the same thing that we just talked about. We look at our environment. We look at what we're putting in our minds. Hi, Bella. Yes. Bella came here to say hi. Hi, Annalie. Good to see you. So we look at what we put in our minds. We look at what we watch on TV. We look at the books we read. We look at the food that we put into our body. Are we putting junk food in, or are we putting really nutritious food in our bodies? And then the same goes for us. Do we meditate? Do we take time out to connect? Do we spend time with our pet in balancing, grounding ways that are in alignment with their dosha or their body-mind connection? So that's important to keep in mind. So balance, yes, it's important. Like I said, balance is so important because that's what allows our body, our pet's body, to do what's perfectly natural, this amazing, beautiful act of healing itself. We have to be in a state of balance. And once we're there, the body can do what it's designed to do, and you can live a vibrant life on all levels, and so can your pet. So, it's easy to do. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy to do, but there's lots of tools. One tool is not better than the other. And keep in mind that today, I may find that meditating and using Reiki brings me totally into balance. Tomorrow, it may not just be Reiki. I may need to add something else. Or I may find that touch is what my body needs. So it may be massage that brings me back to balance. So don't get caught up in thinking that there's only one way to do this. There's lots of tools that Eastern medicines and philosophies and just even training techniques, lots of tools that can assist us in bringing our bodies back to balance and our pets' bodies back to balance. So today, think about that. Just take a look at your pet. Try to determine, do you think they're in balance? Is there any area that maybe they need some balance in? And then take a look at yourself. Is your pet reflecting something that's going on in your life? How can you do that? Can you meditate? Can you just simply sit and breathe? Can you just spend time with your pet? All of those things, take a look at what they're eating. All of those things bring balance. So I want to thank everybody that joined me live. I didn't see any comments, so if I did, oh, Annalie said, well, hello there. Hello. It's nice to see you too. So if you have comments, questions, go ahead and leave them. I will be back. Like I said, we had taken a short break from doing Facebook Lives, and now we have even more information to help bring about balance and vibrant health. Lauren joined us. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for joining us. We're just talking about bringing balance and how important that is for our lives and the lives of our pets. It doesn't matter if it's a dog, cat, bird. It really doesn't matter what animal it is. All life needs balance to be healthy, to be vibrant health, and that's what we're all aiming for. That's what we want for our pets. That's what we want for us. So again, I strongly support and promote the energy healing of Reiki, but there's so many others. There's Ayurveda, there's massage, there's the touch, there's your sense of smell with flower essences and essential oils. And again, some of these things, it's really important that you work with someone that knows some things about that, because you can overdo it too. So you don't want to just go in blind. Do some research, find out about it. But there's a lot of tools that will help you bring balance back to your animal's life or maintain balance. It's not just for when we get sick. And I think sometimes people believe that it's when your pet gets sick. I know that's when I get a lot of calls. But we want to try to avoid those moments where it's a crisis. We want to try to maintain vibrant health through our actions every day, through the food we eat, the energy that we take in, our exercise, our training techniques with our pets, because some will work better than others. Some will, if you have a high-stressed, energetic dog, you may want to try a training technique that calms them, and then save the high-stress things that they really enjoy as a treat. So there's ways to do that. We just have to take a look. And then lastly, don't forget, your pet may be mirroring what's going on with you. So that's why in Reiki, it's so important when I first start teaching, it is all about the student. And I know everybody's excited and they want to jump in there and start practicing on all the animals. And you can, as long as you're practicing on yourself first. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's a really important lesson for all of us to learn, is that we have to take care of ourselves so that we can be in balance. Because if we're not in balance, our animals, our pets, most likely are not going to be in balance. And they're going to try to send us a message that we're out of balance, and they will show us. And we may not like how they show us, but they will do it. So that's why I wanted to bring up balance, and we'll have another discussion next Saturday. But I want to thank you, everyone, for being live with me. I appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions, if you want to know more about any one of these things that we discussed here today, just let me know, and we can go over that next week. But until then, thank you. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. It's a gorgeous day, and namaste.